Chapter
NK
581, Familiar. She softly asked, So Fong, how many taros should we dig? Dig 6. So Fong tilted his head and replied. Got it. Lu Waimong turned back, glanced at Anna and Lai Dudu with some thought, then used a wooden stick to dig the soil, pulling out the big taros, while the small ones were buried back to grow. So Fong washed his face, went ashore to the spot of the first clay oven, and cleared the soil and charcoal inside with the military shovel. He picked fist-sized dry soil pieces, stacked them together to form the oven. Lu Wai Thursday also came to help carry soil, trying to finish before nightfall. Lai Dudu placed the camera aside, crouched curiously, and asked, What are you doing? Clay oven meat, have you ever tasted it? So Fong answered without looking back. Clay oven meat? Never tasted, first time hearing it, what is it? Lai Dudu was surprised, she had never seen the earlier video of the girl making it. Anna also crouched, feeling today's dinner would be different. It is a new cooking method, later you can taste it. So Fong smiled and kept stacking soil. MHM. His warm voice answered. This does not seem proper, we cannot help, it might affect your contest. Lai Dudu said awkwardly. Ha ha ha, then you just make sure we look handsome and pretty. So Fong laughed jokingly. No problem. Lai Dudu clapped and laughed. Can you teach me how? Anna asked eagerly. So Fong, do you not know, Anna's favorite hobby is cooking? Lai Dudu nudged Anna with admiration. My dishes are delicious. Anna lifted her head proudly. Really? Then someday I must taste them. So Fong politely replied. That is easy, after you leave Huin Noyet Island and return to the city, I will cook for you. Anna swore firmly, proudly patting her chest, by then I will fly just to cook for you. So Fong smiled quietly, continuing to build the oven. Ahem, So Fong, is this meat enough? Van Han coughed lightly, carrying a clay bowl full of salted meat. Enough. Van Han used banana leaves, salt, wild ginger, wild wasabi, mint, and perilla to marinate the meat, then wrapped them tightly with leaves and clay. After more than 20 minutes, the oven was nearly 1 meter high, large soil blocks below and smaller above. He stuffed dry branches and grass inside, then lit it with a firestone. Crackle, crackle. Sparks flew, branches and leaves burned fiercely, and the soil turned from white to black. After half an hour, the oven turned dark brown, the small pieces above faintly glowed red. So Fong stopped adding wood, pulled out excess charcoal with a stick. Yes, when the soil glows red, it is ready. He smiled, breaking the oven top with a big soil piece. Anna nodded seriously, memorizing each step. Next is to put the ingredients in. So Fong stood, poked the oven top with a stick, making a hole. He carefully placed the clay-wrapped meat inside, finally put in the taros, then covered with the glowing soil. Lastly, cover with soil to keep the heat. He said, directing to shovel soil over the oven. I understand. Anna nodded. Good, now wait about 2 hours to eat. So Fong put down the shovel and said. 2 hours. Anna memorized. Yes, all filmed. Lai Dudu looked relieved. You all worked hard today, sweating a lot, go wash up, tonight you can eat. So Fong gently urged. All right. Van Han tugged her collar and went to the wooden house. Van Han, let us bathe together. Lu Waimong laughed and followed. Bathing, I have not washed in 2 days. Lai Dudu sniffed her smell and frowned. I bathed last night. Anna said proudly, her golden hair falling. While you were asleep. Anna teased, playing with her hair. I also want to bathe. Lai Dudu looked at So Fong with hope. Then go bathe. He laughed, pointing at the bath below the wooden house, right there. Thank you. Lai Dudu said happily, we did not help, yet caused trouble, really sorry. It is familiar. So Fong waved it off. Familiar? Lai Du was stunned. So Fong smiled and went upstairs. Come, I will teach you to heat water. Anna pulled Lai Du to the bath. Okay. Lai Du turned off the camera and followed Anna. Time slowly passed, the sky turned dark. Creak. The bath door opened, Lai Du came out with wet hair, looking relaxed. She walked to the tent, but Anna was not there. Not here, maybe upstairs? She muttered, then turned and opened the tent flap. Looking up at the wooden house window, hesitating a bit, she went upstairs. Before she could knock, she heard laughter coming from inside. Chapter 582, Floating Bed? Bang! Van Han laughed and picked up the tile Anna just played. Are you playing mahjong? Li Du pushed the door open and entered. All clean, does it feel good? Van Han smiled like a flower and asked. Yes, very comfortable. Li Du replied softly and stood beside Anna. All right, let's go. So Fong sat at Lu Wai Thursday's seat, eyes glancing at the tiles. Lu Wai Thursday carried clothes to the restroom. More than an hour later, So Fong took a military shovel downstairs, Van Han and the Lu sisters followed with torches. So looking forward to this. Anna rubbed her hands excitedly. Still warm, 533 Hu. Van Han squatted, touching the soil, heat still lingering. So Fong shoveled quickly, releasing hot air, revealing dry earth beneath. He used a stick to clear the debris, carefully dug out taro, and finally the meat baked under the clay. Smells so good. Anna exclaimed, the aroma of taro filling the air. Let's eat, the taste will only get better. Van Han smiled sweetly, cracking the clay, unwrapping banana leaves, pouring meat into pottery plates. The Lu sisters helped, soon filling several plates, the smell making mouths water. Here, chopsticks. Van Han rinsed them in the stream, then handed them out. Anna and Li Du accepted awkwardly. Then I will not hold back. Anna inhaled, boldly poked at a piece of meat with chopsticks. Li Du also tried but clumsily, struggling to eat. What, you cannot use chopsticks? Lu Waimang asked surprised. Yes, we are used to forks and knives, chopsticks are hard to learn. Anna sighed as her meat fell back onto the plate. I will teach you, it's simple. Use your little and ring finger to support one stick, then block with the thumb. Lu Waimeng demonstrated hand in hand. Ah, like this? Anna tried clumsily. No, fingers here, then you can move them flexibly. Lu Waimeng corrected her gesture. It took more than 10 minutes for them to understand, still not agile. So delicious, so clay oven meat tastes this good. Anna's eyes lit up, she ate happily. Li Du nodded vigorously, words unclear. If tasty, eat more. Van Han smiled. But we still have canned food and dry rations, tasting is enough. Anna said shyly, though her eyes lingered on the meat. Yes, but pity we cannot share with you. Li Du said regretfully. No problem, this meat was made for 6 people, if not eaten tonight it will spoil tomorrow. Van Han smiled gently. Really? Li Du asked naively. Of course. Van Han nodded with a bright smile. Then I will eat more. Li Du blushed, grabbed meat with chopsticks. Try taro too, it tastes good. So Fong smiled, perhaps preferring taro after too much meat. All right. Li Du answered vaguely. So delicious. Anna laughed, putting meat into her mouth. After half an hour, only empty dishes remained, everyone rubbed their belly, burping satisfied. I will wash dishes. Lu Wai Thursday cleaned up. Is there anything we can do to help? Anna asked awkwardly. Not for now. So Fong shook his head, unwilling to risk distractions during the contest. All right, I hope to help you later. Anna sighed, knowing the rule of returning favors. You can teach me how to steer a boat. So Fong nodded, more friends meant more paths. Okay. Anna breathed easier. Let's go back to the cabin to play mahjong. So Fong smiled warmly. Wai Meng, help wash dishes. Lu Wai Thursday called. Ah, coming. Lu Wai Meng responded weakly, but still squatted at the stream. She washed dishes, muttering, I think So Fong should invent a dishwasher. Lu Wai Thursday twitched her lips, how could there be a dishwasher on this deserted island? They soon finished and returned to the cabin, ready for mahjong. Wai Meng, perfect timing, take a seat. So Fong stood up smiling. Lu Wai Meng stored the dishes, tilted her head, asking, You are not playing? Yes, I want to build a floating bed. So Fong said as he stepped out. Floating bed? Lu Wai Meng's eyes widened curiously. What is that? Anna asked. I do not know either. Van Han shrugged. Then. Filming is your task. Anna playfully stuck out her tongue at Li Dudu. No problem. Li Dudu answered softly. Chapter 583, such cases are rarely seen. Although no torch was lit, the warehouse was still clear, yet through the drone lens it was better to stay modest. Mr. So, are you still busy so late? Li Dudu carried the camera down from upstairs. Anyway, I am idle, doing something makes time pass faster. So Fong answered without turning his head while choosing logs. Only this way can one truly survive in the wild. Li Dudu nodded in comment. She had watched many survival videos, those eliminated before were often too lazy, content with little food then relaxing, eventually all were eliminated. So Fong shrugged without comment, then spent more than 10 minutes selecting 7 or 8 logs about 2 meters long to bring back. Squeak! Step, step, step. Van Han watched him enter, curiosity could not be held and she quickly asked. So Fong, what is a floating bed? It is a bed that can float on water, similar to a bamboo raft. So Fong smiled as he explained. This was his cooling solution, in the hot day one could lie on the floating bed in the pool, both refreshing and fun. Truly knows how to enjoy. Anna pursed her lips, while others thought of ways to survive, he thought of ways to live more comfortably. It must be very fun. Van Han's eyes sparkled, after swimming one could rest floating on the water. Of course. So Fong gently replied, taking the hatchet to work on the logs. He cut them into equal lengths, nearly 2 meters, then peeled off the rough bark to reveal the smooth wood inside. Crack, crack. He swung the hatchet, trimming branches to prevent discomfort when lying. The buoyancy may not be enough, better add some bamboo. He muttered, turning with torch and went downstairs. Minutes later he carried bamboo back, cut into 2-meter lengths, tied with rope onto the floating bed to add buoyancy. Yes, we can also spread canvas above, it will be more comfortable. He nodded with a smile. Looks good. Van Han lifted her head in praise. When the pool is built we will test if it works. He brushed wood chips from himself, lifted the floating bed, went down and placed it beside the wooden tent. Returning inside, the four were still playing mahjong, while Li Dudu filmed. In the room, supervisors prepared to broadcast. I do not quite understand, what are these two reporters from Tin Kin here for, to play mahjong? Wang Lin muttered. We can only say So Fong's charm is too great. Ha Min smiled bitterly, in only 2 days he made Coleman's female reporter enamored with mahjong, such efficiency amazed. I would rather go instead. Wu Tin Noyet pouted, folding her arms. I also want to play mahjong. Jia Vaidin glanced at her, was this the point? They ate so much of So Fong's food, yet the program team gave no compensation, really unfair. Wu Tin Noyet sulked at Ha Min. Cough cough, actually Anna and Li Dudu refused, it was Van Han who insisted, this was not the program team's intention, so... Ha Min coughed to explain. So no compensation, right? Wu Tin Noyet snapped. Understood. She naively replied. Today's live ends here, tomorrow at the same time we meet again. Ha Min checked time and ended. Finish this round then rest, it is late. So Fong stood beside the girl, hand stroking her head. Okay. The girls answered together, voices of mahjong continued. More than half an hour later, Anna and Li Dudu, still unsatisfied, bade farewell and returned to their tent. Van Han brushed teeth, removed shoes, climbed onto the big bed, pulled sleeping bag over her belly. She looked at So Fong, gently asked. So Fong, are you not sleeping yet? Soon, after brushing teeth I will sleep. His voice was gentle, then he rose with toothbrush and towel downstairs. Good night. Lu Waimong already lay on the big bed, softly said. Next morning, bright sunlight. Ah. Splash splash. The stream water was still pure, the girl crouched brushing teeth and rinsing. Zip. The tent zipper opened, Li Dudu with messy hair came out, shielding eyes, after a while adapted to the light. So early. Van Han greeted. Good morning. Li Dudu habitually answered in Chinese. Did you sleep well? Van Han asked with concern. Quite good. Li Dudu answered after washing face. Good, I will fetch cloth as towel for you, wait. Van Han rinsed, took toothpaste back inside. In the wild, such a girl is truly rare. Li Dudu sighed watching her go upstairs. If it were other contestants, they likely would not care about reporters, fearing only trouble. Soon she came down with 2 cloths. Here, one for Sister Anna. Van Han handed them. Thank you. Li Dudu quickly replied. You are welcome. Van Han waved, turned to go upstairs, then remembered and asked. Will you eat breakfast later? Canned food, can it taste good? Van Han wondered. Compared to your cooking, far worse. Li Dudu said shyly, those cans of beef and mutton were from Tin Kien, their taste obvious. Chapter 584, Admitting Fault. Li Dudu sat by the big rock near the stream, noticing a tube of toothpaste placed there, hesitated, then poked out a small bit with a wooden stick. She brought it to her nose, smelling a faint mint mixed with charcoal. Is this the toothpaste they have been using? She put the paste in her mouth, rubbing it on her teeth like brushing as usual. After a few minutes, she rinsed with stream water, her mouth feeling much fresher than days before. Not bad at all. She sighed, realizing life in the wild could also be this pleasant. More than 20 minutes later, the Lu sisters and So Fong got up, only Anna still stayed in bed. Ah! Anna blushed, her pale skin making the flush even brighter. I can barely hold it, do not let me mess up. She squeezed her legs, sitting up awkwardly. What? Li Dudu froze, then asked. What can't you hold? No, I need the toilet. Anna finally scrambled up and ran upstairs. Creak. The door opened, Anna peeked inside. Anna, what is it? Lu Waimong asked, seeing her embarrassed face. Can I borrow your bathroom for a moment? Anna whispered like a mosquito. What? Lu Waimong did not hear clearly. She wants the toilet. So Fong spoke softly while playing with Mao Ka, yet clear enough. MHM. Anna flushed deeper. Bathroom is there. Lu Waimong pointed. Thanks. Anna rushed in. Ah! A scream came from inside. What is this? Anna lifted her right foot, sticky greenish mud on the sole made her despair. TNTN? What does that mean? She frowned. Ahem, it means feces and urine. So Fong hugged Mao Ka, explaining while biting back laughter. Anna stared at Mao Ka's dark eyes, realizing she stepped on its waist. Thud thud. Creak. Anna, what happened? Li Dudu rushed in, worried. Nothing. Anna stiffly replied, not daring to admit the shame. She gritted her teeth, black lines seeming to appear on her forehead. Ah! Lai Dudu gasped, eyes fixed on Anna's lifted foot. Truly stepped on waste, how careless. She almost grabbed the camera. Lai Dudu, if you dare tell anyone you are dead. Anna threatened. Did you forget the cameras are still watching? Lai Dudu reminded, pointing at the device. Anna quickly shut the door. Viewers instantly flooded comments. Haha, unlucky morning. Such a beauty stepping in filth, oddly amusing. Add one more like. Add 10,000 more. Is she okay? So Fong asked. She is fine, at most sulking for a while. Lai Dudu waved. So Fong smiled gently, tugging Mao Ka's ear. I taught it, yet it still didn't learn. Van Han approached with a wry smile. Woof, NK books. Mao Ka howled half-heartedly, then kept chewing leaves. Only nose eating. Van Han grumbled. Woof. It wagged its tail and kept munching. Creak. After more than 20 minutes, Anna came out, clothes neat but face awkward. Are you all right? Van Han asked. Nothing at all. Anna forced a smile. Really? Lai Dudu doubted, noticing she was barely holding on. Anna tilted her head proudly. Of course. It was my carelessness, no one else. She waved it off. Sister Anna, wash up, breakfast is ready. Van Han urged. Breakfast? Anna froze, looking at Lai Dudu, her blue eyes puzzled. Ahem, they wanted you to admit fault, so they cooked for us. Lai Dudu explained. Of course yes, but not much effect. Her gaze drifted, admitting advice was weak. What? Van Han asked curiously. It is fine, I will wash now. Anna turned to go downstairs. So Fong chuckled, already guessing most of it. He glanced at the salted meat on the rack, the amount low, so he decided to hunt. Chapter 585, Going Hunting Again. It is all dry. So Fong turned around and stepped into the pool, gently rubbing the bottom with his foot. The cement was still quite solid. I will mix the cement. Lu Wai Thursday pulled her sister to prepare. Anna and Lai Dudu finished installing the camera, ready for another day of filming. Are you really fine? Lai Dudu tilted her head and asked softly, her eyes on Anna's red high heel. Nothing is wrong. Anna replied dryly. Good then. Lai Dudu frowned and kept adjusting the camera. In the early morning, the sun was not harsh, so Fong built the pond, the Lu sisters mixed cement and gravel, the girl helped carry loads, the four divided tasks clearly, and the work went faster. Busy time passed quickly, the sun rose and fell, and darkness came. Finally done. So Fong threw away the leftover cement, looked around, and the pond wall was about 20 centimeters high. So tired. Lu Wai Mong sat by the stream, legs soaking in the water. Tomorrow we can swim and dive. So Fong smiled. The pool was done, near the upstream a half-meter gap was left, only 5 centimeters of mud blocked the stream. Once the cement dried, breaking the mud would let the stream flow in, with a bamboo net to block leaves and debris. So Fong also planned an outlet downstream, so water could flow through and not smell. So looking forward to it. Lu Wai Mong's eyes shone. I will cook dinner, you should bathe. Van Han said gently. She washed her hands and returned to the cabin. All right. Lu Wai Thursday looked at her pants stained with cement, wanting to wash them. Sister, let's bathe together. Lu Wai Mong urged. No, too crowded. Lu Wai Thursday refused. Haha, we will use the big tub, it is spacious. Lu Wai Mong laughed, pulling her sister, then heading to the bathroom. So Fong chuckled, washed in the stream, and returned. Anna and Lai Dudu had gone to the tent, opening canned food. Right on. Anna raised her brow, eating beef. They could use chopsticks now, though awkwardly. I still want Van Han to cook this can. Lai Du murmured. Do not bother her, we are here to interview and film. Anna said seriously. Cough, it is just entertainment, they are passing time. Anna explained. Yes. Lai Du pouted and ate goat meat. So relaxing. Lu Waimong came out, put clothes in a basket to wash later. Sit down, dinner soon. Van Han smiled. Yes, thank you. Lu Waimong grinned and sat at the table. Lu Wai Thursday hung her towel, got bowls and chopsticks, then asked, should we invite them to eat? So Fong, what do you say? Van Han looked at him playing with the dog. The dog had stayed all day. No, they were eating cans already. So Fong said softly. As he went upstairs, he smelled beef and goat with spices, the scent only from cans. Then we eat ourselves. Van Han nodded and brought stir-fried vegetables. The girl placed hot soup on the table. Lu Wai Thursday carefully served soup for 3. So Fong, the salted meat is running low. Van Han said while chewing. Lu Waimong's eyes sparkled, happy to hunt with him again. I will join, you want to catch crocodiles again. Van Han said gently. Be careful. Van Han patted his back. It is fine. So Fong waved. She rolled her eyes and sat back. All right, together, whether crocodile or Siberian deer. So Fong teased her cheek until she smiled again. Eat more meat, you look thinner these days. Van Han kindly gave him soup. Lu Wai Thursday lowered her face and ate silently. Cough, the dog food splashed my face. Lu Waimong sang. Eat and stop nagging. She glared. Here, eat more meat. So Fong laughed, serving her. This is all right. Lu Waimong muttered, eating happily. Chapter 586, Hunting Together? Creak. The wooden door was pushed open, so Fong smiled as he went downstairs. Today he was the earliest to wake up. Early to bed, early to rise keeps the body strong. He laughed and muttered to himself as he walked toward the pool. At the pool, he sat down, tapped the edge with his hand, and murmured, that was quick. Then he stood, went to the small stream that led to the pool, and pushed aside a layer of mud about 5 centimeters thick. Boom! Instantly, the clear stream flowed into the pool, falling to the bottom with a crisp sound. I must install the bamboo mesh, he said and returned to the cabin. Soon he came back holding 2 bamboo mesh panels, woven last night by the Lu sisters and the young girl, to block leaves and debris from entering the pool. He set the mesh at the water inlet and outlet so leaves were stopped outside. Boom! The water in the pool slowly rose, and at this speed it would take more than half an hour to fill. After watching for a while and ensuring the mesh was fine, he turned to wash his face. After half an hour, smoke rose from the chimney. Ah! Creak! Sister Ung Dung, good morning. Van Han came down from upstairs, a towel on her shoulder, holding a toothbrush and toothpaste, still half asleep. Has Sister Anna not woken yet? Van Han asked gently. With her habits she will sleep a bit more. Li Du replied, glancing at the small jar in the girl's hand, which contained homemade toothpaste. Here, use this, it cleans better. Van Han smiled, handing it to her. Thank you. Li Du happily accepted, scooping a bit out with a wooden stick. They sat by the stream, brushing their teeth and chatting. Right, today is your 4th day here? Van Han tilted her head curiously. Have you gotten used to it here? She asked again. Li Du rinsed her mouth and replied, very good, it does not feel like an experiment. In fact, except for no phone or electronics, she felt life here was free, only lacking delicious food. That is good. Van Han nodded, scooping water to rinse her mouth. Gurgle. After rinsing, she wiped her pretty face with the towel. Done, Van Han said. Sister Ung Dung, later call Sister Anna to eat breakfast together. I think she will not come. Li Du Du pressed her lips, eyes filled with expectation. Give me your canned food, I will cook it a bit, eating it cold is not good. Van Han laughed. Is that really okay? Li Du Du asked hesitantly. It is fine, and So Fong is cooking breakfast today, his touch will make it better. Van Han smiled, the smell of meat already faint in the air. All right then. Li Du Du hurried to the tent, soon returning with 2 cans. She handed them over, one is beef, the other is mutton. Leave it to me. Van Han took them and went back to the cabin. At that moment, So Fong was tending the fire in front of the stove, while the Lu sisters had just gotten up and were sitting on the bed absent-minded. So Fong. Van Han put away her washing things, walked over sweetly, and said, Please help prepare the cans for Anna and Sister Ung Dung. Okay, give them here. So Fong chuckled, taking the cans. Hee, I will assist you. Van Han grinned. Then wash some wild greens and mushrooms. So Fong said, already planning how to cook the canned meat. Right away. Van Han eagerly ran off. Lu Meng yawned and came down, surprised. Rare, today So Fong is cooking. What, you do not like me making breakfast? So Fong frowned. Hee, of course I do. Lu Meng laughed, for she always looked forward to his cooking, no less skilled than the girls. Go wash up, food will be ready soon. So Fong shook his head and said, Yes, sir. Lu Meng saluted playfully and pulled her sister downstairs. So Fong shook his head again and kept cooking. After more than half an hour. Creak. The wooden door opened, Li Du Du and Anna entered. Sit quickly, the food is ready. Van Han smiled and called, pausing her steps. Sorry for troubling you. Anna said awkwardly, sitting at the wooden table. The chairs were made from stakes with cloth cushions by So Fong, so they were not uncomfortable. It smells so good. Anna exclaimed at the breakfast before her, which had wild greens, mushrooms, and salted meat. Eat quickly, it will not taste good cold. So Fong said warmly. Wow, so tasty. Li Du Du's eyes curved like crescent moons. Is this canned food? It is too delicious. Anna's blue eyes widened, her chopsticks moving non-stop. Indeed. Anna nodded in agreement. Do you not know how to cook? I can teach you, then you can do it yourself. So Fong said with a smile. Okay. Anna's blue eyes lit up, clearly interested. Then later I will also go find some greens and mushrooms. Li Du Du said thoughtfully. In fact, for filming a documentary, the process of wild hunting is indispensable. Chapter 587, Impossible to Hold On. I knew it. So Fong chuckled softly. Great, we can finally go hunting. Li Du Du's face was full of excitement, clearly not someone who could stay idle. So tomorrow all 6 of us will go out, we need to bring more fresh water. Van Han mumbled while biting her chopsticks. All right. Van Han obediently nodded. After more than half an hour, the 6 of them finished breakfast and cleared the table. So Fong, the pool is full. Van Han's voice came from downstairs. Creak. So Fong pushed open the wooden door, went down, and reached the pool. The spring had filled the once empty pool, clear enough to see the bottom. I want to change into swimwear. Van Han, excited, turned back to the cabin to change. Don't rush, exercising right after eating can cause a stomachache. So Fong quickly reminded. Right. Van Han stopped, touched her full belly, she had eaten to the brim and still felt bloated. Seems really strange. Lu Thursday came over, lowering her head to touch the flower. Cough, I hope Xiaomi grows out. So Fong's gaze drifted. In 2 days I will try planting again. He pretended not to notice her eyes, stirring some grass and soil in his hand. Still using waste pit fertilizer? Lu Wai Thursday asked with a twitch of her lips. Isn't that the best natural fertilizer? So Fong tilted his head and smiled. Before fertilizing, you need to loosen the soil. He crouched down to check the roots, explaining that loosening soil helps growth and improves moisture. Loosening also lets weeds be exposed to sunlight, reducing their spread. Then watering and fertilizing help roots absorb better. Yes, we need to loosen the soil. Lu Wai Thursday nodded. In 2 days these peanuts will be ready. So Fong dug up a plant. The roots showed big and small peanuts. Such a big garden with no pests, unbelievable. Lu Wai Thursday sighed. As a biology student she knew pests well. Since turning this land into a garden, no pests had appeared. Maybe because of good geography. So Fong lied. In fact, it was due to pest resistance techniques from the 7-day gift pack. No pests related to geography? She frowned, first time hearing that. So Fong, come swim. Van Han, already in a swimsuit, waved from across the pool. Coming. He looked up, answered, and walked over, diverting her doubts. All right. Lu Wai Thursday stopped thinking, went upstairs to get her swimsuit. Anna, you come too. Van Han waved in the pool. I still want to film, I won't. Lai Du started to refuse but saw Anna beside her undressing and jumping in. So refreshing. Anna laughed, jumping around in the pool. Though she couldn't swim, the water only reached her chest. The pool was about 1.5 meters deep, safe enough, even Van Han standing only had water to her nose. At the beach you wear the same, right? Anna looked at her swimsuit, finding it normal. In China it's rare. Lu Wai Thursday pursed her lips, speaking softly. It's fine. Anna waved it off. But with your figure. Lu Wai Mong muttered, looking at her own flat chest, her beautiful face showing envy. Enviable. Van Han also muttered, feeling sour. Hee, want to try it yourself? Anna laughed, pulling her. MMPH. Van Han made a muffled sound. After a while she escaped, gasping, clutching her chest with a wry smile. Almost suffocated me. What's wrong? Anna asked gently. This is many men's dream. Really? Van Han asked skeptically. Cough, what are you doing? So Fong came wearing shorts. No, nothing. Van Han blushed, waving her hands nervously. Splash. So Fong jumped into the pool, his eyes glanced at Anna's body, secretly admiring. Cough, So Fong. Van Han coughed lightly. Ha ha. So Fong laughed loudly, floating on his back so he could stare freely. Anna wasn't done, her blue eyes sparkled. Wow, you can float on your back, can you teach me? No problem. He hesitated then nodded. So Fong, I want to learn too. Van Han looked expectant. So Fong, me too. Lu Wai Mong raised her hand eagerly. Lu Wai Thursday pursed her lips and whispered. Then teach me as well. Chapter 588, The Beautiful Frontier. While playing cards, Van Han asked softly, So Fong, where are we going tomorrow? During the day the group had fun in the pool for nearly 3 hours, then napped on the floating bed. In the afternoon they cleared weeds in the vegetable garden. Go catch crocodiles. So Fong thought a moment and answered quietly. No need to go downhill, it is fine. He gave the girl a reassuring look and said, I already have experience, just be careful. All right then. Van Han pursed her lips and nodded. Tomorrow we will go to the beach, spend 1 night there, and the next day we will catch crocodiles, the time is enough. So Fong smiled warmly. Yes, but going to the sea for seafood means waking early, no lazing around. He laughed, glancing at the girls. No problem. Lu Mong nodded firmly. No problem. Anna patted her chest with a sullen vow. Li Du smirked and teased Anna, I think you do have a problem. Hee, if I cannot wake up you must call me. Anna teased. Rest assured, we will not abandon you. Van Han laughed and waved. Good, after this game of mahjong we should rest, tomorrow early morning we can go eat coconut crabs. So Feng said softly. Okay. The girls answered together. Early the next morning, the sun was bright as usual. Splash. So Feng in shorts jumped into the pool. As the water outlet was always open, the water stayed cool. So refreshing. He raised his head above the water inside. He was the earliest awake today, planning to cook breakfast, but after washing up the girl already started cooking, so he let her. Mr. So, good morning. Li Du stepped out of the tent. Good morning. So Feng wiped his face and smiled. Your body looks great. Li Du praised sincerely. Nothing much. He grinned, looking at his chest above the water, faintly showing toned abs. Ah, nothing. So Feng smiled awkwardly, then sank into the pool. Li Du muttered softly, then grabbed a wooden toothbrush and went to the stream. After about an hour the group finished breakfast, packed up, and gathered downstairs. Are you all ready? So Feng carried a bamboo basket and his goat horn bow, scanning the five. Ready. Van Han smiled and raised her hand. She carried a small basket with rope and spices, while the heavier water and salted meat were in his basket. We can go. Anna carried a waterproof backpack, face full of expectation. Inside were canned meat and soda for her and Li Du for 2 days, not too heavy. NK Books. Li Du was in charge of filming, so she mainly carried the camera. You two are going like this? So Feng looked at them from head to toe, still wearing office clothes and high heels of 7 or 8 centimeters. Well, let's go. He smiled awkwardly and naturally took the girl's hand to leave. To the beach. Lu Mong excitedly followed, having prepared food and water for Mao Ka. Seeing you all ready, I wanted to go to the beach earlier. Anna chatted with Lu Mong. Though her Chinese was not good, sometimes needing Li Du to translate, she still happily tried to communicate. Hee, tomorrow we can go to the sea to catch seafood, to fish, it will be the best fun. Lu Mong and Anna chattered endlessly. So Feng walked ahead, holding the girl's hand, smiling at their chatter. Thump thump. Li Du carried the camera, leaving small dents on the ground. Sister Ung Dung, be careful. Van Han reminded, for it was rare to wear high heels in the wild, even others had switched to mountain shoes before. Fine, do not worry, I can manage. Li Du smiled confidently. The 6 followed the stream downstream, not encountering danger, only stopping at the old camp so Li Du could film, then continued to the beach. Anna's face grew uneasy, her steps faltered. She secretly looked at her heel, the skin rubbed raw by the heels, and the rough path made her ankle sore. Anna, are you unwell? Van Han noticed. It is fine. Anna waved with a forced smile. She pretended calm, trying to keep composure, though earlier she said she was fine. If you have trouble, just say. Van Han reminded. All right. Anna nodded. Your foot hurts too? Li Du closed the camera and whispered, should not have worn heels. For beauty, I must endure. Anna glanced, feeling bitter. Really want to take off the shoes. Li Du sighed. That would hurt more, the ground is full of stones, it would cut your feet. Anna whispered, glancing at So Feng's back, not wanting to trouble the group. I know. Li Du pressed her lips and started filming again. Still can hold on. Walking ahead, So Feng muttered. So Feng, what did you say? Van Han looked up curiously. Nothing, come on, the sea is near. He smiled, already hearing waves and smelling the sea breeze. Chapter 589, Oyster Oil. Waves crashed onto the shore, and So Fong's group finally reached the beach. At last, we have arrived. Lu Waimong cried out in excitement. Come on, let's head to the coconut grove. So Fong pulled the girl and led the way. Are we not there yet? Anna asked bitterly. Every second feels like torture. Lai Dudu whispered, her legs weak and heavy. It's fine. She forced a laugh. After more than 10 minutes, they stood on the high ground. Below was sand and endless coconut trees. Be careful going down. So Fong reminded. I know, it's not our first time here. Van Han replied innocently, carrying her bamboo basket and stepping carefully down. The Lu sisters followed. So Fong turned to Anna and Lai Dudu. Need a hand? No, I can manage. Lai Dudu smiled, holding the camera. All right then. He frowned, stepping down over the rocks. Anna, take off your shoes, the rocks are slippery. Lai Dudu sighed as she looked at his back. Walking down the rocks in high heels was pure madness. There's no other way. Anna sighed, removing her sandals. I suggest you break the heels, it will be easier. So Fong hesitated but turned back to warn. Bare feet get hurt easily. Ah. Anna was stunned, then said awkwardly. Thank you. You're welcome. He waved and left. Knock, knock. Lai Dudu squatted down and started hammering her shoes. These are too sturdy. Anna groaned. After many minutes, the heels were still intact. I can't, I'm exhausted. Lai Dudu pouted, annoyed that the quality was too good. Are you two okay? So Fong called again, worried, and returned. No, nothing's wrong. Anna forced calmness. Really? He smiled faintly, certain she was pretending. So Fong, you are strong, help me break these heels. Lai Dudu pleaded. No problem. He replied. Great, thank you, I can't do it myself. She handed him the shoes. He grabbed them, pulled hard, and the heels snapped off with a crack. As expected of a man. Lai Dudu praised. He smiled and broke the other heel too. Need help? He asked Anna softly. Don't keep Van Han waiting. Crack. The red high heels became flats, the broken parts stuffed into a waterproof bag. How's that? He clapped his hands. Let's go down, Van Han must be waiting. Lai Dudu said. Yes, be careful. He nodded and led them. The sun is harsh, wear your hat, sunburns are ugly. He stopped and fixed the wide brim hat on the girl. Everyone wore hats this time, since hoods were too stuffy. You wear yours too. Van Han said gently, tying his hat strap. Anna and Lai Dudu looked away, lips twitching. Cough, cough, I'll pick some coconuts for sunscreen. He teased, poking her cheek and walking off. So Fong, what should we do? Van Han pouted. Got it. She put down her basket, rolled her pants, and pulled out a small blade, heading to the rocks to dig clams. Lu Waimong, go help him. Lu Wai Thursday said. Okay. She ran after him. Lu Wai Thursday went with the girl to dig clams and search for other seafood. Stop running. Lai Dudu chased, camera in hand. Amid laughter, time passed, and So Fong returned with coconuts. How many did you dig? He asked as he approached. Quite a lot. Van Han shook the bamboo basket full of clams, smiling. That should be enough. Then let's cook lunch first, and in the afternoon we continue. He said. Ha? Continue in the afternoon? Van Han was surprised. Yes, I want to make oyster oil. He answered mysteriously. Oyster oil? From oysters? Lu Wai Thursday asked. Of course, otherwise why call it oyster oil? He explained calmly. Oysters had many names depending on the region, some called them tan ha or le cap. Chapter 590, Identity Exchange. Of course, it is not difficult. So Fong smiled. How? Van Han asked curiously, knowing that oyster sauce in the city was a common condiment, famous for its taste and nutrition. Oyster sauce contains zinc and amino acids, good for those lacking zinc and for children in growth. Many think it is cooking oil, but it is a seasoning like soy sauce. In the city, girls often stir-fry vegetables with it, and the dish tastes good. It can also be used for noodles, beef, chicken feet, or mushrooms, all delicious. It is simple, I will teach you this afternoon. So Fong smiled mysteriously, took the basket from her and said, now let us prepare lunch first. Again like this. Van Han rolled her eyes, then went to cook. Good. Li Du, though shy, accepted the coconut. After drinking the water, So Fong scraped the flesh to make coconut oil for sunblock. Really works? Anna asked, still doubtful though she had seen it in videos. He gently said, apply a little first, or your skin will turn dark. Help me, my hands are dirty. Van Han smiled, raising her arm. All right, stretch your right arm. So Fong spoke softly, applying coconut oil on her arms, legs, face and neck. So Fong, help me too. Lu Waimong raised her hands, as she was busy cooking. Sure. He agreed. I will do it. Lu Wai Thursday came and took the coconut. What, you dislike me? She teased. No problem. Mong shook her head. So Fong smiled and made more coconut oil. Later he offered it to Thursday, need help? No, I will do it. She turned, face red, maybe from sun or his bare chest. It was hot, he sat shirtless under the tree. So Fong, more for me? Li Du asked. You want to? He asked gently. Yes, or I will be like charcoal. She sighed. Then she filmed him. Every time I see this I regret not being rich. I regret not making money young. Ladies, calm down, he is for everyone, no one can own him. His muscles are bigger than mine. I want to touch them. Li Du swallowed, staring at his abs. Hey, focus, you are filming. Anna laughed and patted her. It is just appreciation. Li Du denied. What are you saying? So Fong asked. Nothing. Anna and Li Du replied. Here, just apply it. He handed them the oil. Thanks. Li Du quickly took it, then asked Anna, help me please. Does it work? Anna still doubted. Try and see. She shrugged and spread the oil on her friend's skin. After some minutes she asked, any reaction? Only a little greasy, nothing else. Li Du checked her arm, a thin white layer visible. Lunch is ready. Van Han called. Coming. So Fong stood, brushed sand and called, you should come eat too. No, we have canned food. Anna whispered to Li Du they will not come? Lu Waimong asked. Yes, they feel shy. So Fong smiled, carrying a bowl of seafood soup. Van Han, think about exchanging identities. He said softly. Chapter 591, just that simple? I understand. She patted her face, showing a bright smile. Truly worthy of a top student. So Fong praised gently. What are you two talking about? Why can't I understand? Lu Waimong looked confused, staring at the girl and So Fong. Lu Waimong blinked, seeming thoughtful. Not far away, Anna took a waterproof can of meat from her backpack, opened it with effort, and used chopsticks to eat. It smells so good. Li Du held the can, eyes full of expectation toward So Fong. Do you want some? Anna asked softly. No. Lidudu secretly swallowed, shook her head, then ate the canned lamb bite by bite. Hold on a few more days, and I will treat you to a feast. Anna spoke gently. Today was the 5th day in the wild, meaning 9 more days remained. A special foe's feast? Lidudu's eyes lit up, she asked quickly. Yes. Anna chuckled and nodded. The foe's feast was a signature dish of a top restaurant, famous for its service and high price. After half an hour, lunch finished, they returned to work. The girl and the Lu sisters rolled up their pants and dug clams at the reef. Lidudu and Anna continued filming as usual. Hoo-hoo! On the sandy shore, So Fong warmed up for diving. So Fong, be careful. Van Han reminded softly. So Fong, can you wear this? Lidudu came holding a small camera. She handed it forward, secretly glanced at his figure, then said, "This is a new underwater head camera. Anna wants to record everything." All right. NK
Without
Books.
thinking, So Fong took the camera, wore it, adjusted, then dove into the sea.
Boom boom. No matter how many times he dives, it always makes me nervous.
Van Han sighed, distracted from clam digging.
He will be fine.
Lu Wai Thursday comforted softly.
Yes. Van Han nodded silently.
After about 5 minutes, water foamed, So Fong rose from the sea with a sack and swam to shore.
Hoo-hoo. Boom boom. Water dripped from his body, he wiped his face, then poured the sack's contents into a bamboo basket. Ah!
Pearls, sea cucumbers, sea urchins. Anna rushed over, peering into the basket in surprise.
I will dive a few more times.
Breathing deeply, So Fong grabbed the sack and dove again. For over an hour, he dove 8 times, harvesting each time.
Splash! So Fong, don't push yourself.
Van Han called sweetly from afar.
So Fong, with so many clams dug, can we make oyster sauce now? Lu Wai Mong asked eagerly. Seems enough, let's try first. So Fong stood and spoke quietly.
The girls gathered curiously to watch.
I will wash them.
Van Han took the basket to clean.
Over 10 minutes later, she returned. Step 2, put the clams in the iron pot and cook.
So Fong cleaned the pot, set it on fire, and poured in the clams until full. The 5 girls froze, it was nothing like they imagined.
Just that simple? No water or spices? Van Han asked, stunned.
No, just add salt when ready.
So Fong shrugged.
If fancy, add starch, sugar, or soy sauce, but we don't have them now. They had not brought sugar, and the stock was low. He planned to search the forest for sweet plants to make sugar.
The girls went silent, so oyster sauce was simple. Did you think it was difficult?
So Fong smiled at them.
Yes, different from what we thought. Lu Wai Thursday answered softly. With limited conditions, we simplify.
But this oyster sauce won't last long, without preservatives. So Fong explained gently. Van Han threw 2 coconut shells on the fire, smiling, natural is better.
I wonder how it will taste.
Lu Wai Mong rubbed her hands, excited.
So Fong, how long to cook? Van Han asked. About half an hour, low fire. Cook until water comes out, take the meat out, add salt, then simmer until thick.
So Fong explained carefully.
He lifted the basket and said, I will catch coconut crabs.
Don't go far, stay safe, shout if needed.
All right, you too. Van Han answered without looking back. So Fong, wait for me. Lu Wai Mong stood and followed, unwilling to miss. Fine, take the spare camera. Anna gestured with her chin.
Here, be careful not to drop it.
Lidudu pulled out a small spare camera, adjusted it, and handed it to Anna.
The spare was tiny, palm-sized, easy to use even for non-professionals.
Got it.
Anna waved, raising the camera to film the girl and Lu Wai Thursday by the pot. Sister Thursday, I'll check for wild greens, tonight we can make oyster sauce with them. Van Han said gently, lifting her basket.
All right, but stay safe and close. Lu Y Thursday nodded. I know. First watch. Chapter 592, Improving the Meal. Can this really make oyster oil? Anna asked with doubt.
I am not sure, but since So Fong said this method, it must be right. Lu Y Thursday's lips curved slightly. She subconsciously trusted So Fong, even without realizing it herself.
So it is. Anna pressed her lips, nodding with expectant eyes.
Wild vegetables, wild vegetables. Van Han muttered. Before her was a slope leading to the coast, where trees grew, and she could find wild vegetables. The girl hesitated, then gripped the military knife bat bay, turning to climb toward the shore.
Buzz buzz.
Above, a small drone followed closely, recording everything.
In the observation room, the screen switched to Van Han's view. Only her alone?
Ha-min bent closer to the screen, puzzled. The viewers discussed noisily.
So that is it.
No Tin Noyet sighed in relief, thinking Van Han had separated from So Fong.
But her face turned stern as she thought, this is too dangerous, how could she run so far alone? Cough, cough, it is not too far, nothing will happen.
Ha-min laughed, clearly noticing No Tin Noyet cared much about the little lowly.
I hope so.
No Tin Noyet frowned, eyes full of worry glued to the screen.
Found it.
Van Han's eyes lit up. She found several wild vegetables in the bushes, the common edible kind.
She crouched, cut the roots with her knife, shook off the sand, and put them in the bamboo basket. Seems not enough, let us find more.
Van Han murmured at the basket. Should not be poisonous, bring them back for So Fong to check.
She crouched near a plant with green oval leaves overlapping, beautiful to look at.
Cutting the root, milky sap dripped onto her hand. She wiped it carelessly and kept harvesting. Meanwhile, So Fong went deep into the coconut forest and caught 3 coconut crabs, one found by Lai Dudu. These will be your dinner, but you must cook them yourselves.
He handed a crab to Lai Dudu. Is that okay?
Her brown eyes widened.
You found it, after all. So Fong smiled. Do you not know how to cook? I do, Anna knows everything.
Lai Dudu quickly accepted the crab, holding it tightly, glad the dinner would be improved.
Is one crab enough? If not, search more, there should be many around here. So Fong suggested. Yes, all right.
Lai Dudu carried the camera, wandered, and soon found another crab hole.
Need
NK
help?
Books.
Lu Wai Mong offered. Thanks, but no need. Lai Dudu gently declined.
All right, then be careful. Lu Wai Mong waved and went with So Fong to another direction.
Ah, really a coconut crab.
Lai Dudu exclaimed as her stick touched something alive. More than 10 minutes later, she dug out a crab with bigger claws.
Anna should be able to cook this.
She whispered, then smiled and raised the camera, heading toward So Fong.
Almost ready.
On the beach, Lu Wai Thursday stirred the pot with a wooden spoon. The oysters shrank to 1/3, producing much broth. She scooped them into a clay plate. Add more salt, keep boiling. Remembering So Fong's words, she added 2 spoonfuls of salt from the bamboo tube, stirring again.
Looks not bad. Anna murmured. Lu Wai Thursday worriedly asked, why has Van Han not returned? Let us check on her. Anna suggested.
I cannot go, and you cannot tend the fire.
Lu Wai Thursday hesitated, the broth was boiling and needed stirring. Anna could not replace her without breaking rules. I will go look for Van Han. Anna blinked, stuck her tongue playfully, took the camera, and left.
She truly wanted to ensure Van Han's safety.
Anna waved without looking back, walking away. Hope nothing happens. Lu Wai Thursday muttered. Anna lowered her head, seeing footprints stretching to the opposite shore.
After minutes, she climbed the slope, but the prints vanished.
Did she go up here? Anna took a deep breath, climbed further. Minutes later, she returned to the coast, surrounded by dense trees, no trace to follow. This will be difficult, she murmured, stepping left along the shore. Chapter 593, Anna is bad with directions? Behind her, So Fong and Li Du carried the camera. How many? Lu Wai Thursday asked back. Haha, 8, a big harvest. Lu Wai Mong laughed brightly. Where is Van Han? So Fong put down the bamboo basket, looked around, but did not see the girl. And where is Anna? Li Du asked, eager to share the harvest with her. Van Han went to find some wild vegetables, but has not returned yet. Lu Wai Thursday explained. So Fong frowned. She had been gone for nearly 2 hours. How could finding wild vegetables take that long? In the city 2 hours would be nothing, but here on this island, with bears and predators, it was dangerous. Stay here, I will go look. So Fong said firmly, grabbing his bow and arrows. I will go with you. Lu Wai Mong quickly said. Listen, this place still needs you. So Fong replied gently. Remember not to run around, I will be back soon. He reminded them and followed the footprints along the sand. Be careful. The 3 women shouted. Without turning back, So Fong waved, then walked faster. Soon he reached the slope, about to climb when a voice came down. So Fong, why are you here? Van Han carried her basket, carefully climbing down. So Fong sighed in relief, quickly said, I came to find you, be careful. Wait down there, I will come. Van Han smiled, then lowered herself carefully. After several minutes, she returned safely to the beach. Are you hurt? He asked with concern. No, I am fine. Van Han twirled around, showing she was safe. Good. So Fong was relieved, looked around, then asked suspiciously, Where is Anna? Why not see her? Anna? She was not with me. Van Han looked confused. Not with you? So Fong raised his brow. What is wrong? Van Han asked. She went to find you. He explained with a sigh. But I did not see her, maybe she went the wrong way? Van Han frowned, speaking softly. So what now? You go back, I will look. So Fong decided. I will go with you. Van Han offered. Be good, everyone is worried about you. So Fong pinched her cheek gently. Go back first, once I find her I will return immediately. All right, deal. Van Han lifted her thumb. Deal. He lifted his too, touching hers. Be careful. She reminded him. She watched until he disappeared on the shore, then carefully walked toward the coconut grove. From the trampled grass and faint footprints, he easily found Anna's direction. Holding the bow, So Fong strode after. Meanwhile, the sisters and Li Du sat together. I wonder if So Fong can find them. Lu Wai Thursday said softly. Maybe Van Han and Anna forgot the time while picking, do not worry. Lu Wai Mong reassured. Lu Wai Thursday pursed her lips, looked at Li Du, who was still worried. I am back. Suddenly Van Han's voice sounded. Van Han, great. Lu Wai Mong ran to her. Where were you, why so long? Where are So Fong and Anna? Lu Wai Thursday asked. Sorry to make you worry, So Fong went to find Anna, I was not with her. Van Han explained. Then it is fine, So Fong should return soon. Lu Wai Mong pulled her to sit, handed her mint water. It will be fine, So Fong went to find her. Lu Wai Thursday said gently. Bad with directions? All 3 were surprised. On this island, full of dense trees, how could someone bad with directions return? Cough, trust So Fong, he will follow Anna's trail. Van Han said. Ah, like a detective? Li Du perked up. Almost the same.
Van Han laughed. She realized his tracking skill only after living in the wild.
Not much.
Lu Wai Thursday said calmly, opening the jar to reveal
NK
oyster
books.
oil, filling only a third. The girl tasted it, first a faint fishy smell, then the rich flavor spread. Different taste, but indeed oyster oil, not bad.
Van Han nodded, happy with the new spice. Can I try? Li Du asked eagerly, already distracted. Chapter 594, Poisoned. Li Du picked up a bit of oyster sauce and tasted it, then praised, the flavor is not bad. Van Han innocently said, when we return later we can try making some, making it ourselves will be more reassuring.
Lu Waimong also tried the oyster sauce. The taste was indeed delicious, she sighed. I feel it is not worth it, oyster sauce in the supermarket is much cheaper than fresh oysters. In fact, oyster sauce in supermarkets costs only a few dozen coins, some even cheaper, while fresh oysters are far more expensive. Van Han smiled shyly, it seems so. She still remembered once buying a bottle of oyster sauce for 9 coins, the taste was very ordinary and she could not even finish it. Li Du sighed, for Anna it should not be a problem, in internet slang it is like having a mine at home.
Elsewhere, So Fong followed Anna's trail into the forest. Why did she come here? He was puzzled, here weeds grew thick, everywhere vines and bushes, there were no wild vegetables, what made Anna find this place? He looked back, no longer seeing the beach, even the sea was blocked by tall trees, only the sound of waves faintly remained. Where is this place? Anna nervously looked around, trees everywhere, she lost her sense of direction. She pushed away vines, hung the small camera in front of her chest, cupped her hands and shouted, Van Han, where are you? The surroundings were silent, no one replied. Rustle, rustle. She turned back, seeing a bush about 10 meters away swaying gently. Her red lips trembled, she called, Van Han, is that you? Still no answer, she hesitated then chose to step forward. Van Han? She called again, moving closer. Rustle, rustle. From the bush rushed a big rat, disappearing quickly. Ah! Anna screamed, then after a while calmed down, sighing, so it was a rat, it scared me to death. She held her chest, sitting on a rock to rest. Looks like I am lost, I do not know where Van Han went. She muttered, not knowing the way back, only able to sit. Tick tick tick. She took out the satellite phone, dialed some numbers then erased them, because sending a satellite signal now would mean the documentary filming ends, not what she wanted. Without noticing, her hand pressed on a spider web, on it a black spider about 4 or 5 centimeters with a red hourglass mark. Ah! She cried, shaking her hand to drop it, then stomped to kill it. Unlucky, could it be poisonous? She panicked, her bitten hand ached like needles. Anna? What happened? At that moment So Fong appeared. So Fong, thank goodness, I was bitten by a spider. She showed her hand. Bitten by a spider? His brow furrowed, his heart tightened. He had rushed over after hearing her scream, unexpectedly she was bitten. Yes, just now. Her lips trembled, pain spreading up her arm. So Fong strode over, held her hand to check, his face sank, he asked urgently, do you remember the spider's shape? Trouble. His eyes glanced, recognizing the dead spider. Without hesitation he tore cloth to bind her arm, stopping the poison, then lowered his head to suck the wound. So Fong, do you want to die? She weakly cried, her blue eyes shocked. He raised his head, spat out black blood and warned, do not move, if you want to live then be still. Anna closed her mouth, no one wants to die. Seems Anna is poisoned, should we send someone for treatment? Vong Lam frowned at Ha Min. Ha Min repeated the director's order, wait, it looks like So Fong has a way. Vong Lam whispered, if Anna has a problem, the impact will be huge, she is a foreign guest, if something happens here it will bring pressure. No Tin Noyet clenched her fists angrily, how can So Fong directly suck with his mouth, does he not want to live? She trembled with worry. No Tin Noyet bit her lip and asked, Teacher Ha, how do you know it is not a problem? Von Lam laughed bitterly. Well, I just guessed. She turned away in frustration, focusing on the live feed. Tevai Din held her hand. Do not worry, So Fong knows the measure. Yes. Her heart was in chaos. Since when did she care so much about a man? Ha Min said, the crew has sent people. If So Fong fails, Anna will be taken to Huin Noyet Island for treatment. No Tin Noyet muttered, I even hope they are taken away, less trouble. Von Lam smiled bitterly, cough cough. Chapter 595, Departure. So Fong spat out the blood in his mouth that had returned to its normal color, though he swallowed a little. Fortunately his altered body had some immunity to toxins. How do you feel? He asked in a deep voice. Better, much better. Are you all right? Anna asked anxiously, the sharp pain in her hand lessened, no longer spreading to her arm. I am fine, but you must go to the hospital for treatment. So Fong glanced at her wound, pale with faint bite marks. No need, I feel much better. Anna waved to refuse. Do you know what kind of poison it is? So Fong asked. That black spider is called Zhong Banko spider, do you know it? He said. Never heard of it. Anna shook her head. It is also called Black Widow. So Fong explained. This spider is medium-sized, its venom is extremely strong, among the deadliest insects in the world. Its body grows from 2 to 8 centimeters, the female bites and kills the male after mating, thus called Black Widow. The female has a shiny black abdomen with a red hourglass mark, rarely white or yellow. Some variants have 2 dots instead. Males are much smaller, only half the size, often killed by females. Yes, but if treated in time life can be saved. So Fong wiped blood from his mouth. Many cases of Black Widow bites causing death were reported. Victims feel a stabbing pain, the wound turns pale or rash appears. Within minutes, severe pain spreads to belly, thighs, waist, with weakness, blurred vision, nausea, shortness of breath, fever. The poison damages the heart, blood pressure fluctuates, shock may occur. But with immediate care, it can be cured. First aid includes preventing venom spread, tying near the heart, sucking out poisonous blood, burning wound with matches. That was what So Fong did. The earlier the treatment, the less venom absorbed, easier to cure. You must go to hospital. What I did was only first aid. He looked into Anna's eyes, serious. Life is more important. But the film is not finished yet. Anna bit her lip, unwilling, but the pain reminded her hospital was inevitable. Clatter, clatter. The helicopter came closer, trees bent by the wind. I do not want to go. Anna gave a bitter smile. Filming can be left till do So Fong's side. The helicopter approached, it was indeed the crew. Hovering above, the staff shouted, Miss Anna, we must take you to hospital. Understood. Anna took a deep breath, stood shakily, arm pain increasing. She looked at So Fong gently, I hope we can meet again. We will. He nodded. I wish you to seize first place. Anna smiled, though her Chinese was imperfect. I lend you lucky words. So Fong laughed. Lucky words? I do not understand, but it cannot be bad. Anna waved her left hand. She took off the small camera, gave it to him. Give this to Li Du, it is her treasure. All right. He accepted respectfully. The helicopter dropped a rope, a staff tied Anna, then both climbed back. Goodbye. Anna waved. Clatter, clatter. So Fong waved back. In fact, if he had time to find herbs, he could heal her, but conditions did not allow. He sighed watching the helicopter, then turned to leave. Elsewhere, Van Han and Li Du watched. That helicopter, could Anna be in trouble? Li Du worried. Maybe another contestant was eliminated. Lu Waimong guessed. Yes, otherwise you would be taken away. Van Han agreed. Wait for So Fong to return, do not scare yourself. Lu Wai Thursday comforted. So Fong eliminated?
With his strength impossible. Van Han declared, her face full of confidence.
Chapter 596, Cat-Eye Grass. The sand rustled under his feet.
So Fong walked along the beach, raised his hand and waved toward the black dots in the distance, calling, "I am back." He quickened his steps, the distance closing.
So Fong.
Van Han stood still, waving.
Found it.
So Fong froze, unsure how to explain.
Where is that girl? Lu Waimong asked curiously.
She was bitten by a spider, then the crew sent someone to take her away. So Fong explained with a wry smile.
Whom?
He shrugged helplessly.
Lai Du worried, holding his hand, bitten by a spider? Is it dangerous?
Do not worry, before she left I treated the wound, in the hospital a few days she will be fine.
So Fong quickly reassured. Really?
Lai Du calmed down, long lashes trembling.
Really?
So Fong replied firmly.
That is good.
Lai Du sighed with relief.
Sorry, it is because of me that Anna got hurt. Van Han lowered her head sadly.
So Fong put his hand on her shoulder, gently stroked her hair, saying nothing.
It is not your fault, Anna was just filming, it was an accident.
Lai Du shook her head with a gentle smile.
Soon you will see her again.
So Fong said kindly.
Yes, I will keep filming, later we can add Anna's voice.
Lai Du regained her composure. Here, she said, this is yours. So Fong gave the small camera to Lai Du. Yes, I love the camera. Lai Du smiled, then glanced at the coconut crab, her face fell.
What is wrong?
Lu Wai Thursday asked softly.
I thought we would have extra food tonight, but Anna left. Who will cook this crab?
Lai Du said sadly. Van Han blushed, slipped from So Fong's arms, and said brightly, that is simple, I will cook it.
Really? If Anna knew, she would not agree.
Lai Du pouted, glancing at the drone overhead.
Anna is not here now. Van Han teased with a mischievous look. Ha ha. So Fong smiled, shook his head, and went to find coconuts. At night, the sea breeze carried cold air.
In the coconut grove, they sat around the fire.
Smells so good.
Lai Du rubbed her belly, gazing at the boiling seafood soup.
The coconut crab is ready.
Lu Waimong lifted the lid, the crab was red.
Try dipping in oyster sauce, it should taste nice. Van Han suggested. Good, I will prepare the sauce. Lu Waimong eagerly took a bowl, added oyster sauce. Let me taste.
So Fong broke a leg, dipped in sauce, and ate.
How is it? Van Han asked eagerly. Delicious.
So Fong praised, the sweet crab meat with oyster sauce was at a new level.
So tasty, not wasted effort. Lu Waimong chewed happily. Exactly. Lu Wai Thursday nodded. Ah. Ngo. Van Han laughed sweetly, opened her mouth to receive the crab.
They called oyster sauce sea cow milk.
Dung's sister, you eat too.
Van Han urged Lai Du gently, it will not be good to stay cold.
Okay.
Lai Du hesitated but took a piece.
Ngo.
Her brown eyes shone, she said muffled, oh my god, this is so good.
There is
NK
plenty,
books.
Eat more. Van Han smiled.
She stood, took wild greens to cook with oyster sauce.
So Fong, can we eat this grass? Van Han asked.
That is cat-eye grass, it is poisonous.
So Fong warned, its liquid makes the skin itchy. Cat-eye grass is a toxic weed. Then throw it away. Van Han quickly removed it from the basket and tossed aside.
My hand itched a bit, but after soaking in seawater it is fine. She raised her hand.
Good, today we have enough, tomorrow we cook greens. So Fong smiled. More than half an hour passed. Burp.
Lu Mong rubbed her belly, leaning back. So full. Lai Dudu lay down, satisfied. This was the best meal on Huin Noyet Island.
So Fong, I found 8 pearls, here for you.
Lu Mong remembered, handed them to him.
Good quality. Do you want to make a pendant or necklace? He asked. Necklace, pendant would be waste. Van Han said. Yes. Lu Thursday nodded. Then make necklace, keep it for now. So Fong smiled, storing the pearls. Chapter 597, Catching Crocodiles Again.
Lu Mong yawned, rubbing her sleepy eyes. Go to sleep, tomorrow we must wake early to catch seafood, we may even see the sunrise. So Fong reminded gently.
All right.
Lu Mong replied, spreading a cloth on the sand. The weather was warm, just a cloth was enough for a good sleep.
Okay.
Van Han mumbled, lying down drowsily.
You should sleep too, tomorrow is early.
So Fong looked at Lai Dudu adjusting her camera.
Okay. She answered, but stayed seated. She had no tent. Would she sleep here? Sister, come sleep with me.
Van Han tapped the empty spot beside her.
Then where will So Fong sleep? Lai Dudu asked curiously. He sleeps on the left. Van Han glanced at him with a smile. Sleep now, I will guard the night.
So Fong stroked the girl's cheek with amusement.
Do not stay up late, nothing happens at the beach.
Van Han muttered, then lay down again, sleep heavy on her.
I know. He answered softly. He added some coconut wood to the fire, leaned on a tree, looking at the stars, with only the waves and the girls breathing around. At dawn, silver light rose over the sea. Mum.
Lai Dudu opened her eyes, still sleepy.
What is it? She asked faintly. The sun is rising. Van Han smiled. Sunrise?
Lai Dudu sat up quickly, stretched, feeling refreshed. She noticed the others were up, busy with breakfast.
Embarrassed, she picked up her camera. So beautiful. Everyone exclaimed. After breakfast, the 5 packed up and headed along the reef shore. After 20 minutes, they reached it. The tide had receded, exposing many tide pools.
Be careful going down, especially the wet rocks, slippery.
So Fong warned, climbing down first. Sister, be careful. Van Han reminded, following. Yes.
Lai Dudu nodded, looking at her straw shoes, gifted by Van Han. She filmed the descent before climbing down.
I will dig for Buddha hand shells.
Lu Mong said excitedly.
All right, be careful. So Fong nodded. Splash. A tide pool echoed with noise. Hunting seafood was fun, surprises awaited.
After an hour, they caught 6 fish, over 10 crabs, and countless shells.
Let's go, time for saltwater crocodiles.
So Fong called, carrying the full basket.
Next time we come again. He smiled, leading the way.
Lai Dudu followed, walking easily in straw shoes, her stamina trained at the gym.
After more than 10 minutes, they approached the crocodile slope. Splash.
Below, seawater rose, with 7 or 8 crocodiles basking, others floating nearby, no one knew how many beneath.
How to catch them? Van Han asked anxiously. We will fish crocodiles. So Fong smiled at Lu Mong, fish crocodiles? The 2 girls were stunned, such large beasts, how? I never thought to see this so close.
Lai Dudu said excitedly, setting up her tripod, then holding a small camera to follow.
Wait and see.
So Fong laughed, placing down the basket, pulling out his axe to prepare tools. Half an hour later, the rope fishing rod was ready, and the girls understood.
Of course.
He swung the rope confidently.
Step back. Be careful. Van Han quickly retreated.
The rope flew and looped around a crocodile's head, smaller than the first hunt, which was why he chose it. With strength and luck, the rope tightened.
Wai Mong, cut the rope! He shouted.
Yes. She swiftly cut the tied rope. The bent tree snapped back, tightening the snare, hauling the crocodile.
Chapter 598, Aesthetics of Violence. So Fong, I will help you.
Lu Waimong dropped the military knife, rushed over, and grabbed the rope to pull together.
Boom boom.
At the hillside below, the saltwater crocodiles were agitated and began to gather upward. The one hanging struggled fiercely, its long tail sweeping the cliff wall, the rebound making its body shake wildly.
So Fong, I will help you. Van Han and Lu Wai Thursday rushed forward to pull the rope without hesitation. Come on.
Lai Du Du wanted to step forward but then remembered something and stopped abruptly. A few minutes later, as the tree trunk stretched, under the cries of the four girls, the crocodile was dragged up.
Bang! As soon as it landed, it thrashed, swinging its head at So Fong. NK Books.
Then, fist after fist rained down. After more than 10 punches, the crocodile stopped moving.
The live chat instantly flooded with bullet comments.
Not bragging, if So Fong gave me 3 punches, I would kneel and call him daddy.
Such a fierce man, give him an honorary seat before Tuni. So violent, but I like it. How strong is this?
Even the crocodile's head caved in. Lai Du Du, holding the camera, froze on the spot. Not only her but even the girl and the Lu sisters were shocked.
This, too violent. Van Han widened her eyes at So Fong. Truly crude and simple.
Lu Wai Thursday sighed, her understanding of his strength renewed.
All right.
Van Han quickly drew the hatchet and began dissecting the crocodile.
Lai Du Du held back her nausea, still filming, the bloody scene overwhelming her senses.
Although she had seen such scenes on stream, experiencing it in reality was entirely different.
No. I cannot.
Lai Du Du bit her lip, avoiding the sight, only looking through the camera screen. So Fong curled his lip, cut open the crocodile's belly, organs and fat spilling out.
Ugh ugh.
Behind him came retching sounds. Turning back he saw Lai Du Du squatting, clutching her chest and vomiting.
So Fong smirked, was this not self-inflicted?
Meanwhile, the girl and the Lu sisters, though frowning, still processed the organs, cutting off the edible parts. After half a year on Huin Noyet Island, the 3 girls had dissected more than 10 prey, already used to this. Such blood is truly wasted. Van Han muttered, regretful of the blood flowing.
There is still plenty of meat. So Fong smiled. The 4-meter-long crocodile, after half an hour, was butchered into chunks, washed, and stored in bamboo baskets.
Let's go, we should not stay here. So Fong carried the basket full of meat, his arms holding crocodile legs, the weight exceeding 600 jin.
Huff, let's go.
Lu Waimong bit her lip, carried the basket, and staggered to her feet. Lu Wai Thursday also carried much meat, while Van Han bore seafood and other items, equally heavy. So Fong glanced at the crocodile skeleton, turned, and led the way back. It was now noon, barring mishap they would return to camp before nightfall. Lai Du Du quickly followed with the camera, unwilling to linger in such a bloody place, for who knew what beasts it might attract.
Their pace was slow. Over an hour later they reached a small stream, Van Han and the Lu sisters panting hard. Stop to rest. So Fong called out. Okay. The 3 quickly set down the baskets and sat by the stream.
We must wash the crocodile meat, the blood smell is too strong.
Van Han rested, then washed the meat in the stream. Reasonable. The Lu sisters followed suit.
So Fong remained alert, scanning the surroundings. Beasts could appear at any time. Rustle, rustle. He frowned but sensed no danger.
A familiar figure appeared, walking up to sit before him. Why do I always meet you?
So Fong smirked, it was the same lynx.
Ah, it came again. Van Han exclaimed. Here, eat.
Van Han tossed a chunk of crocodile meat before it.
Meow roar.
The lynx devoured the meat, glanced at her, then slipped into the bushes, gone.
Always runs after eating.
Lu Waimong muttered, continuing to wash the meat.
The afternoon sun was blazing, even.
With wide hats they felt stifled. After finishing, everyone was drenched in sweat.
Have you rested enough? So Fong asked gently. Yes, let's go. Van Han replied brightly. All right, let's move.
The Lu sisters gritted their teeth and lifted the baskets.
If you cannot bear it on the way, speak up, health matters most.
So Fong reminded softly.
Okay. They answered together.
The five set off again, following the stream upstream. At this pace, barring mishap, they would return to camp before dark.
So Fong, is it not heavy? Lai Du asked while filming. It is fine, mind your steps, do not fall. So Fong reminded. Okay. Lai Du nodded, then asked again. Is your strength innate, or trained? Chapter 599, Northwest Tiger? Huh, born that way? Li Du froze for a beat, thinking of a superhero.
Stop it, what matters now is keeping pace. Seeing she still had questions, So Fong cut her off.
All right. Li Du recovered, this clearly was not interview time.
Following the brook upstream for more than 3 hours was needed to reach camp, and the extra load stretched the trip. Time slipped by, the sky dimmed, with less than half an hour to full dark.
We finally made it.
Lu Waimong panted as the wooden cabin came into view. So Fong hurried to the front palisade, scanned the ground around, and found no trace of intruders. Relieved, he shoved the main gate open and urged, "Quick, get inside."
Thump thump thump.
A clatter of footsteps rose as they rushed in, shut the gate, and walled the danger outside.
Huff huff huff. I am dead tired. Lu Waimong slipped off her bamboo basket and sat against a post.
Hard work. Van Han sat to the side, strength almost spent. Li Du filmed the scene and murmured, effort and harvest are directly linked.
Who would deny it? So Fong sighed, a day's toil so the next days have meat. Rustle.
A strange noise came from beyond the fence, rabbits and the fawn bolted into the storehouse.
What is it? Lu Wai Thursday whispered. Okay.
The girls replied, then carried the crocodile meat into the cabin. So Fong masked his presence and moved toward the section of fence where the sound arose, tilting his ear.
Pant pant.
He strained to tell what animal it was. So Fong, it is a tiger, come here. Van Han leaned at the window, worry on her lovely face. From there she could see a huge tiger, golden with black and white stripes, prowling outside the fence.
A tiger?
So Fong frowned, real predators had truly gathered on Huang Noyet Island.
Yes, a very large one, hurry. Van Han urged anxiously. A tiger, for real. Li Du peeked and cried nervously, will it climb in? If it does not fear pain, it will try. So Fong answered calmly. Then what do we do?
The camera shook in Li Du's hand, it was her first close look at a tiger without a cage.
Do not worry, it cannot get in.
So Fong reassured gently.
I wonder if tiger meat tastes good. Lu Waimong's eyes gleamed, regarding it like a delicacy. Never ate it, no idea. Van Han relaxed after So Fong returned, yet her thought was dragged astray.
I saw a post online saying tiger meat is not good, true, or not only tasting tells. Lu Wai Thursday spoke softly.
Do you want to eat it? So Fong asked mildly. If it refuses to leave, I do not mind tiger for dinner. So Fong said nonchalantly. Roar roar.
The huge tiger clawed at the fence, its bulk visible from the cabin, the barricade even quivered a little.
So Fong, drive it off, I feel uneasy with it there.
Van Han shrank her neck and suggested.
All right.
So Fong turned, took his horn composite bow, and knocked a bamboo arrow aimed at the tiger.
Wait, tigers seem to be protected animals where you are. Would shooting it cause trouble? Li Du blurted. Really? Lu Waimong was stunned.
The contest rules do not restrict this, but it is a rare species.
Li Du explained softly.
So Fong's mouth twitched as he recalled felling a jaguar. Was that not protected?
He eased the drawn bow and said helplessly, "Okay, then use another way to chase it." "What way?"
the girls asked, curious.
"I will climb out and shoo it." So Fong teased. "No, better shoot it dead,"
Van Han said sternly.
"Right, killing would be safer." Lu Wai Thursday nodded approval. "Kidding, hot water will do." Sweat beaded on So Fong's face.
A tiger's hide is thick, hot water can scare it without truly endangering its life.
Boiling water?
Van Han hurried to stoke the fire.
"No need to boil, 70 to 80 degrees is enough,"
So Fong said quietly. The sisters leaned at the window. The crocodile meat's bloody scent seemed to lure it, and it kept circling outside. After 5 or 6 minutes, a pot of hot water was ready.
"Give it here."
So Fong took the iron pot, opened the door, and headed downstairs.
"Be careful," Van Han reminded with concern. "Got it." So Fong answered firmly, pushed the door, and went to the fence.
Without hesitation he splashed the hot water over the palisade, all of it landing outside.
Roar, roar. The tiger's bellow rang out an instant later. "You hit, it is leaving."
The girls on the cabin floor cheered. I wonder what tiger that was, northeast tiger or northwest?
Lu Waimong guessed. "Is there a northwest tiger?" Lu Wai Thursday glanced at her sister. "There is not?" Lu Waimong looked to So Fong. "I do not know." So Fong's lips twitched.
"I cannot tell, to me all tigers look the same."
Lu Waimong waved carelessly.
"All right, smoke the crocodile meat first, or the smell will draw more beasts."
So Fong urged gently. The sky was darkening and night roamers were coming out. Chapter 600, Valentine's Day?
After more than half an hour, they finished marinating and hung the crocodile meat over the fire, covering it to begin smoking.
"Finally done."
Van Han shook her sore hands and complained.
"Give me your hand."
So Fong sat beside her, extending his hand.
"What is it?"
Van Han looked at him doubtfully but still placed her hand in his.
"Does it still hurt?"
So Fong pressed her palm gently and asked softly. Van Han's face turned red, and she sweetly replied, "Much better."
"Ahem, don't forget, they are still outside."
Lu Waimong pursed her lips, coughed, and turned toward the window. Though night had fallen, she still sensed beasts pacing beyond the barrier, their growls echoing.
Could it be the tiger again? Li Du guessed.
"No, it is the red wolves, ignore them, once the blood scent spreads they will leave." So Fong answered without raising his head.
"Ah, good then." Lu Waimong responded innocently. "All right, I will prepare dinner." Van Han huffed and pulled her hand from So Fong's palm. So Fong's lips curved into a silent smile, and he asked, "What shall we eat tonight?" "With fresh meat, let us have barbecue." Van Han thought, then smiled gently. "I will help." Lu Waimong rolled up her sleeves. "Good, first bring the stove and add more heat," Van Han instructed softly. "No problem."
Lu Waimong hurried to the wooden stand. "So Fong, dig 2 taro roots for me,"
Van Han called. "All right." So Fong rose and went down, seeing clearly even without a torch. Chit chit.
The red wolves howled beyond the barrier, eager to come closer.
So annoying.
So Fong pouted, stepped across the stream, dug 2 taro roots, and washed them clean.
Time passed slowly, another half an hour. "Dinner is ready."
Van Han urged gently, placing sliced crocodile meat on the wooden table. The ceramic stove burned hot, smoke rising.
Come sit.
So Fong and the sisters sat down.
Sister Ungdung, join us. Van Han beckoned. This may not be proper.
Li Dudu secretly swallowed. She had never tasted crocodile barbecue.
It is fine. Van Han gestured. Then I shall accept.
Li Dudu swallowed again, comforting herself she could not refuse.
It looks so good. Lu Wai Thursday exclaimed, picking meat onto the oily grill. Boom! Flames roared, fragrance filled the air. This is my first time eating crocodile barbecue. Li Dudu boldly tried. So Fong chewed and said, the taste is not bad.
Lu Wai Mong stuffed her mouth and mumbled, when we return to the city we could open a barbecue shop, it would do well.
Ahem, crocodile meat tastes good.
She blushed and changed the subject.
Haha, crocodiles are farmed, but expensive. So Fong laughed. Then forget it. Lu Wai Mong waved. Lu Wai Thursday only glanced at her sister, silent. What, you are not a top student? Lu Wai Mong asked surprised. Yes, I am, but school is not necessary.
Van Han smiled at So Fong, then continued, I missed the university exam, I will not repeat the 12th grade.
True, diplomas are only the start, ability matters most. Lu Wai Thursday nodded. Ahem, decide after we leave Huin Noyet Island. So Fong pinched her cheek, no more study? Unless you win first place. So Fong, did you not say you would support me? Van Han's lashes trembled.
Of course. So Fong smiled tenderly.
Is that idiom used right? Lu Wai Thursday frowned. Is it not? Lu Wai Mong laughed. What does it mean to settle for life? Li Dudu asked curiously. Well, it means. Lu Wai Thursday explained briefly. I see. Li Dudu nodded slowly.
Her face reddened, she lowered her head and ate.
Another half an hour later, they finished the meal and sat together sipping hot tea. I wonder how Anna is now.
Li Dudu gazed outside, missing her presence.
She will be fine. So Fong reassured. Li Dudu forced a smile.
Sister Ungdung, since you know Chinese, help me practice lingua franca.
Van Han looked expectantly.
One of her self-study subjects was lingua franca, an international official language used by many organizations.
All right. Li Dudu agreed.
Drawing with charcoal on the wooden table.
Lu Wai Thursday joined, as lingua franca was compulsory at university. I cannot understand them.
Lu Wai Mong pouted, sitting by So Fong, study was never her strength, she only recited 26 letters.
Ahem, me neither. So Fong smiled. Then let us begin.
He took out pearls from his pocket.
Make them all into one string?
Lu Wai Mong asked softly. Too few would not look good, just make one string, for Van Han first. So Fong frowned slightly at her.
Ahem, next time make for me and sister too.
Lu Wai Mong coughed, eyes drifting.
All right. So Fong nodded, though few, a necklace could still be made.